Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a game guide for one of my favorite games of all time, Witcher 1. Witcher 1 is a game that I believe should get more love than it does. I think it's an amazing game. It has great characters, great story, great gameplay, and it really sets up the story for Witcher 2 and Witcher 3 really well. And the reason I'm making a game guide on this particular game is because I'm replaying the Witcher series. Not that I need an excuse, but I got a pretty good one, because apparently, in May of this year, 2026, we're going to be getting a DLC for The Witcher 3 that is going to bridge the gap between Witcher 3 and Witcher 4, which is very interesting. And some of the rumors are that it's going to be in Zerrikania, that it's going to be Ciri who's going to be the protagonist, Geralt's involved. It's going to be really interesting to see how it all pans out. I'm very interested in the DLC, so I decided, hey, I found my excuse, not that I needed one, to replay the series again. And I've started with Witcher 1, and I have made a very fun build that I absolutely enjoyed. I was very sad when the game ended because I wanted the game to keep going and going forever, but no game can go forever. Nothing lasts forever, unfortunately. So this is going to be my game guide for how to play the build that I've created. Again, it's not just me. I've got inspiration from other people's builds that I've seen on Reddit, on YouTube, and my own playthroughs. And I've combined all that to make this really fun build that will work on any difficulty, whether it's the easiest to the hardest. It's not very difficult to learn. And even for people who are looking for a challenge, it's going to be a challenge as well, but not too much of a challenge. So it's basically the perfect build. So, what is this build? This build is a Battlemage build. So it is a combination of the sword and of the Witcher sign. So we're going to be using both. We're not going to really be only using one or the other. We're going to be using both. So it's a hybrid build. The sword style that we're going to be focusing on is going to be fast style. And the signs that we're going to be using are going to be Quen, Ard, and Igni. And the potions we're going to be using are going to be Petri's Filter, Marabor's Forest, Tawny Owl, and Wolf. Alright, so I've told you what style you need, what signs you need, and what potions you need. But now I'm going to explain to you why you need those things, because just telling you is one thing, but I feel like I want people to understand why they're doing what they're doing. So I'm going to give you a brief explanation about the styles and all the signs in the game. So we're going to start with strong style. Strong style is for big and slow opponents, both physically and mentally. I'm just kidding. It's just physically. And it's very effective against those opponents, and it does the most amount of damage out of any of the styles. But any opponent that's quick, agile and quick, will be able to avoid these blows easily, so you won't land anything. This is why I didn't pick it as the primary style for this build, because although it's powerful, it's not going to be accurate in every circumstance. Now let's get to group style, the other style. Group style, as its name says, is for groups of people. And in this case, people for sure, because it's group steel, not group silver. Group style is very powerful against groups of people. It does a lot of damage, but against one-on-one, or even two opponents, I would say, it's not the most effective. 3 and more is where it gets really good. You even have a perk where it's called Trip 2, knockdown plus 30%. It means 30% more chance of knockdown when Geralt's fighting 3 opponents or more. It's only good against more than 3 opponents. That's it. But if it's 1 and 2, very ineffective, I would say. It doesn't do as much damage as strong or even fast. Now let's get to my favorite style, the style that I believe we should have for this build and why it's so good for this build. It is the fast style. The fast style will always land, no matter the situation, no matter the opponent. It will always hit. It is always reliable, right? It's like your best friend. They're reliable. They're always there for you. That's what this style is. It doesn't do the most damage. No. It does the least damage, I would say, because group style does massive damage in groups. Strong style does massive damage against the right opponent. Fast steel never does the massive damage, but it will always land, which is why I picked it. But you don't have to worry about damage with this build, because we have damage through signs. Ard. Ard is the first sign you unlock. It is going to be a very important sign throughout the game, especially against big groups of opponents, I would say. But even against singular opponents, it's very powerful. Ard is your control in this game. It allows you to knock people down. It allows you to stun them. You might have seen in the gameplay that I showed in the introduction of this video, where I stunned a person and then I killed them, insta-killed them. Did a kill animation. That's because of Ard. Without Ard, that wouldn't have been possible. And I stunned 2 people in that. And I could have finished both of them off that way, but, you know, I like making the game more fun, so I like to not just do that over and over again. You can spam it, but I don't spam it. I just use it occasionally if I feel like I need some control, need some space. You know, they're violating my personal space, so I'm like, get back. That's what art is. Gives you your personal space. Keeps your personal space secure. It's your best bodyguard that you could possibly ask for. That's art. So, let's get to Igni. Now, Igni is the damage I was talking about, because art does damage, but this is your real damage maker here. This is the one that compensates for Fast Style's lack of damage. Igni is going to be able to blind your opponent sometimes. He's going to be able to cause fear, able to cause pain. No blinding. I don't know why I said blinding. Only fear and pain. I guess I confused it with something else. But Igni is your damage. It's going to do plenty of damage throughout the game. The only people who are going to be resistant to it are fire resistance. And as far as I know, only Ifrits are fire resistant. And even they take damage with max Igni. Well, almost max Igni. Let's get to your next style. This is your defense, Quen. And as you can see, I've leveled this style the most out of all of them. Out of Ard and Igni, I've given this the most. Because Quen, to me, is the best scaling of all the signs, because it gets more and more important as the game goes on, as opponents do more damage, as you meet more and more crazy bosses who want to take your head off. Quen is amazing. The only drawback of Quen is that you can't use a sign while you have it. When you cast Quen, you get a shield. You can't use a sign, and nor can you attack anyone. So it's a purely defensive thing. You can take a break in the middle of a fight if you're feeling, you're like, I need a break. This is too much. You can use Quen. You want to drink a potion, you can use Quen. One of the cool things about Quen is at level 4, you get Survival Zone, which restores vitality at +1 per second when you have the Quen shield around you. And also, when you get these talents, people who hit you lose vitality. So it's basically the why are you hitting yourself of signs. And this is very necessary because you need to have defense. Yes, with this build, you're going to be very agile, so not a lot's going to hit you, but when they do hit you, you'll be able to deflect that damage. Sometimes even, and when you get high enough on Quen, you're able to reflect that damage back to them. So that's really, really good. Alright, since we're done with Quen, now the next sign is Axii. Axii is basically the trolling sign. This is how you mess with people's minds. This is how you get them to attack each other. This sign is very useful, I would say, if you're fighting a bunch of opponents. Pick one that is not too strong, because it doesn't work on stronger opponents all the time, I've noticed. So if you pick that person, they will draw a lot of aggro. So you can get some space, breathing room from that. So it's good. I wouldn't go past this second tier. It's decent, but I think Ard, Igni, and Quen are much more fun than Axii. Yrden, which is the last sign, is also quite useful. It's basically setting traps. So you kind of go, you put your hand on the ground, it's like spikes, and so when the opponent comes, they walk onto that, boom, spikes. And it pushes them back too, and it can cause pain. It's quite good, I would say, when you're fighting a boss and you want to keep that boss away from you. Like when you're fighting the Striga, very, very useful. So I would say Yrden is quite good, although not good enough and not fun enough to get more than 2 tiers. So now that I've explained everything to you, why we're doing it, I've explained the what, I've explained the why, now let's get to the how. How do we build this build? Alright, this is the most important part of the video, I would say, because this is where we put everything I've explained together. Where we're going to put the points, how we're going to put the points, which order we're going to do it. This all will be explained in the video. Right now we are meditating. Meditating you can do by clicking on a fireplace. If the fire is already going, then it's good. If it's not going, you need a piece of charcoal, and then it'll start and it'll go. Charcoal is really easy to find, so you don't have to worry about that. So right now we are in Kaer Morhen, which is the first part of the game. I've just finished the beginning part of the game again, just to show you. To get to level 1, we start at level 0. So right now, as you can see, we have 3 bronze points, 0 silver, 0 gold. Now, before I get into where we're going to invest these bronze points, this is what I need to tell you. Bronze points, silver points, gold points, they're all different. Bronze points give you tier 1 and tier 2. Silver points give you tier 3 and tier 4. As you can see, it says require silver talent. And tier 5 is gold points. Now, bronze points, you get enough of those to max out every tier 1 and tier 2 skill in the game. From strength all the way to group silver, you get to max all of this. Now, in the order in which you put them is important, but you don't have to worry about running out of bronze points. And I didn't even get to max level in this game. I only got to level 39 and I managed to do it. There's 50 levels in this game. So you're good. No problem. No problemo. But silver and gold are limited. You don't get them forever. Now, you can maybe grind, keep killing monsters to get XP, and you can get up to level 50 and get everything. But personally, I don't find that fun. And I don't know how many people really do find that fun. So, if you're just not going to grind, it's going to be quite limited. But that's fine. More than enough points to make this build work. So, we've got 3 bronze points. We went from level 0 to level 1. When you get to level 15, you get silver talents. When you get to level 30, you get gold talents. And the number of talents also change. When you get to level 15, you get 2 silver points. Sorry, should I say 1 silver point. But when you get to level 20, you get 2 silver points. Level 30, 1 gold point, and I think you only start getting more gold points once you get to level 40 and 50, which I didn't get in this game. And you get 1 less bronze point, I think, around level 20, and level 40, I'm not sure. Again, I've not got to 40 and 50. This build really only needs like 30, 35 levels to be very efficient. 35 levels, I would say, which you can easily get in the game. So, we've got our first bronze points. Where do we want to put them? We want to put them in intelligence, because we need to unlock our Ard and Igni and Quen. Those are very important, so getting intelligence is paramount. Also, we want to get herbalism, which enables identification and gathering of herbs. So our science is stronger. We unlock level 2 and level 3 science, and then it also enables the identification and gathering of herbs, which you need to make potions and to make oils, which are 2 very important parts of the game. So I would say this is a mandatory skill for every single build. So every single build, whatever build you want to do, you should take these 3 first, because you get 2 levels in Karamorn. You go from 0 to 1 and 1 to 2. I don't know if you get level 3 in Karamorn, but you definitely get level 2. Once you get level 2, you want to go to Monster Lore, which provides you knowledge about select but not yet encountered monsters. This is very important, because the way you learn about monsters in this game is by reading books, and books cost money. This saves you 400, 500 orens easily, just for 1 bronze point. Very awesome. Oil preparation, really important, because oils allow you to do damage to specific opponents. You'll know what oil you need for whatever monster based on the bestiary, based on the knowledge you have about them in the bestiary in the game. It's in the journal section. You can go to journal, click monsters. Right now there's no monsters because we're in the first beginning part of the game, but it'll be filled with monsters, and you'll know what oils you need. Because it's very important to oil your sword before you penetrate something or someone. Extremely important in all aspects of life. Anyways, so once you get these 2, the third point you want to get to is Ard. Ard level 2. Sign intensity plus 25 causes knockdown. Ard is very important. Without giving any spoilers, because I know a lot of you have not played this first game, Ard is very helpful in the first part of the game. This is the beginning. This is the prologue. You go to another area, and the Ard is very helpful against opponents in that area. That's all I'm going to say to avoid spoilers. So you put it in here. Ard. Okay, now we are at the end of chapter 1. We're in an area called the outskirts of Vizima. The outskirts of Vizima, is where the first chapter takes place. We're at the end of it in the cave. We're going to fight the big bad boss of the first chapter. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I don't want to spoil it. And now we're at level 9. So we started at level 0. We're at level 9. 3 bronze points per level, which means you have in total 27 bronze points, if I'm not mistaken. So where do we put the rest of the points? We're going to put them here. In intelligence, stamina, dexterity, strength, fast steel, Ard, and Igni. Those are the places you're going to put them in. Now, if you've noticed, I've made a mistake. This was my first playthrough in a long time, so I made a big mistake. I put a lot of points in fast silver. Now, if you notice, Geralt only has 1 sword. He has a Witch's Steel Sword and a Temerian Steel Dagger. That's all I have in this part of the game. So I should not have put points in fast silver. I should have put these points in Ard, because Ard is very important in this boss fight and throughout the first chapter. It's very useful against the opponents that you fight. It's useful throughout the entire game, but it's very, very useful in this part of the game because it specifically counters the boss and the opponents. So the boss fight was quite hard because I made a mistake here. So learn from my mistakes. It's good to learn from your own mistakes, but it's better to learn from other people's mistake. And in this case, the other person is me. So, after intelligence, you put it all here. What you want to do is you want to put 2 points in fast steal. Fast steal is very important because it gives you first attack in a sequence consists of 2 blows, 6 to 8 damage, attack plus 100%, parry plus 5%, pain plus 30%. Fast steal 2, damage 12 to 20, attack plus 100, parry plus 5%, pain plus 40. Pain is very good. It basically debuffs, it puts a big debuff on your opponent and their ability to defend themselves and the ability to attack, and it gives you a short animation where the person like doubles over. So you're able to hit them during this animation. It's like a 2-3 second animation. Very, very powerful and useful. So that's where you want to put it. After you put it in fast steal, you want to start buffing your stats. Strength. Strength, even though you're not using strong style, which is what strength is best for, is strong style. The health, because you get plus damage, 5%. Parry, plus 5%. Now, parry is very good. It allows you to block stuff, but it's a very small boost. But the big boost is vitality, plus 25. And then you want to put it in here. Strength level 2, vitality plus 50. So that's a double bonus. So you got a 75 vitality in total, which is these 2 points. Very, very useful. Then you want to go to dexterity, because now you get attack plus 5, dodge plus 5. You get attack plus 5, dodge plus 5. Resistances to blinding and incineration are not useful in this part of the game. That becomes important later in the game, when enemies can actually blind you and incinerate you. Then after that, you want to go to stamina. Stamina level 1, stamina level 2. It gives you endurance. Endurance is this yellow bar here. That's what determines how many signs you can cast. So this is going to determine your spell casting ability, your sign casting ability in this game. So endurance plus 2, endurance regeneration plus 5%, poison resistance, pain resistance, stun resistance. Same thing here, a nice little boost. So you get total 5 endurance and 10% endurance regeneration. Very good. And then after that, you want to take poison resistance plus 50, and then you want to take endurance regeneration plus 25. So now in total, you have a 35% boost to your endurance, which is very useful because you're going to be using Ard. So once you've done that, you want to go to Ard. Ard level 1, Ard level 2. Yes, you've already got these. So what you want is stun, disarm. But no, before you take disarm, take gust, because it gives you a plus 25% knockdown, which is very useful against the opponent in the first chapter, especially the boss. So the stun and the knockdown, and then take disarm. And then take Igni. Take Igni. Igni is also very useful, again, for a particular side quest in a game where you have to go into a cave. Again, I don't want to get too much into it, but they're very useful against certain types of monsters, like plant monsters. You'll be fighting them throughout Chapter 1, Chapter 2, hell, throughout all the chapters in the games, I would actually say, in the game, you'll be fighting them. So Igni becomes very useful. This is your damage dealer. Take 2 points here. And again, like I said, ignore fast silver. Don't take any points in here. This was a big mistake by me. Made that side quest harder and made the boss fight harder. So we are now at the very beginning of Chapter 3, but I'm at the same level that I was at the end of Chapter 2, even after the boss fight. So this is how your build should look at the end of Chapter 2 and at the end of Chapter 3. So let's get into it. Stamina remains the same. Don't take absorption. I made a mistake there. Places of power are nice, but it's not something you really need as you get later on in the game. You don't really need it, especially as you get to higher levels. Unnecessary, because all the potions and oils and everything and all the armor bonuses are going to more than enough to give you all the power that you need. You really don't need places of power. So don't take absorption. That was a mistake by me. But stamina basically remains the same. Strength, actually. Strength and dexterity. So strength, take another one over here, because right now we are now level 19. If you remember, we were level 9. Now we have gone up another 10 levels. So with your silver points, the first ones you want to put in. Let's just break down silver points before we go to bronze points. Silver points, let's put it into strength immediately. Vitality plus 75. And then the next one, you put it into strength again, another 100 vitality. So you have 175 health extra. This is very important, especially on the hardest difficulty, which is where I've been playing this build in. Health is very important. Survivability is very important. And then you can take stone skin plus 5 armor, very powerful. Now that you have that done with, let's get to dexterity. You put dexterity level 3, because you get dodge plus 10, parry plus 5. Dexterity level 4, dodge plus 10, parry plus 5. So you get 10% increase in parry and a 20% increase in dodge and a 20% increase in attack. Attack is so that you can actually land your attacks, because even with fast style, you can sometimes miss. It increases the chances of hitting, basically makes it 100%. But the most important ones are dodge and parry, because dodge and parry allow you to not get hit, which is very important, especially in the hardest difficulty, harder difficulties. Enemies do a lot more damage. So you can get melted very fast, even with the armor and the potions and the blade oils, if you don't have enough dodge and parry. But luckily, now you do. And then you'll add on more dodge and parry later on. Intelligence, just take 1 here. That's it for now. Igni, you should be maxed. Everything here. You want to take Harm's Way, damage plus 20%, Incineration, chance of incinerating opponents, and Harm's Way plus 1. So the order you want to do it is Incineration, because you want to incinerate your opponents, because the effect causes your opponents to kind of scream and yell and not attack you, and also they take damage over time. Then you want to take Harm's Way 2 and Harm's Way 1. Then you unlock Quen, Axii, and Yrden. So you unlock all the signs. By the end of chapter 2, you unlock all the signs. You want to go Quen 1, Quen 2. That's it. These are very, very useful. Quen is very useful if you want to take a potion in the middle of combat, if you like swallow or to regain health, and you can regain that health without being hit. It's very useful if you want to do that. So I think Quen is very nice. And after that, it's a matter of maxing Fast Steel and Fast Silver, because this is where you really want to focus on. Because now Fast Silver should be your first focus, because at the beginning of chapter 2, you will get a silver sword. I'm not going to say how, but you do get a silver sword. So you want to take 1 point here, point here, point here. Then with Fast Steel, take this and take this. And then max it all. Max both. The reason you want to take this is because you want to get the flat damage bonuses first, so that you can get it. It's 25 and 20, so that's a 45% damage bonus for both Silver and Fast Steel. And then after that, just max it all. That's what your bronze talents should look like. And then, once you're done with your bronze talents in your sword trees, go to Quen, Igni, and Ard and max all of this. These perk points give you the ability to power up your signs. This increases the angle in which you can hit people with Ard. So it goes from 90 to 180, double. With Igni, it turns Igni into a bolt. It still does area of effect, but you can shoot it from a much further distance, and you can hit people that are running at you from a further distance. Very useful when you want to start a fight. You want to use this to hit someone with it, before they know you're there. Very useful. And Quen, by powering up Quen, you get the ability to reflect damage instead of just deflecting, because now you're able to reflect the damage back to your opponent or opponents. Now they lose 10% of their current vitality. And then I would start maxing Yrden. Yrden is very useful because it allows you to set a trap, and then when you allow your opponent to walk into it, they get various negative effects. So causes pain, again, a very useful one. 4 charges. It goes from 2 charges to 4. Very useful, plus 25% sign intensity. Then after that, what you want to take is inscriptions, because then it gives you another 5 charges. So in total now, 2 plus 4, 6 plus 5, 11. So you have 11 charges. And then you want to take prowess, sign duration plus 25%, sign intensity plus 5%, and then pain. And now you're good. So now after that, you've done with that, you can now put an extra bronze point in strong steel and an extra bronze point in strong silver. Because, for strong silver, it's minus 20% opponent armor, increases the damage, bleeding 40%, minus 20% armor, bleeding 40%, increases damage. So it's a good little bonus, because strong style is often used against bosses, right? So it is a good thing to develop that. But I would say that the signs are a priority over every other sword style except fast style. So that's how you should think about it. Okay, that covers the chapter 2 section. Let's go to the next chapter. Alright, so we're at the end of chapter 3 now. Geralt's a lot stronger, a lot more powerful, harder to hit. And now this build is very, very strong. This is where I would say the build really starts making you feel very powerful and like a true Witcher. So let's get into it. Strength, the same as last time, but dexterity, stamina, and intelligence is where we're going to focus the perk points, at first at least. So dexterity, you want to get agility, dodge plus 20. You want to get feint, attack plus 20. These stats just make you harder to hit, and also you hit harder. Very fun. Very good. Next is stamina. You want to take 3 and 4. You get more endurance, endurance regeneration, more pain, poison, and stun resistance. You get 10 endurance, 20% endurance regeneration. Then you want to take endurance regeneration, the perk, which gives you another 50% endurance regeneration. So you get 20 here and 50 here. So you got 70% bonus. It's really, really powerful now. And then you're going to get the best perk point in the game. Altered metabolism. You get pain immunity, poison immunity, resistance to bleeding, plus 25%, attack, plus 25%, dodge, plus 25%. Works only when the poison effect in Geralt is caused by a potion. The enhancements effects alter the negative effects of poison. But this is really good. So that means you can have a toxicity in your system after drinking a lot of potions, and you'll be even stronger than you were before, rather than weaker like you were before you got this perk. But you still can't be too high though. I'll give you a little demo. See? That gives you 27 toxicity. You want to aim for about 60. So I just drank Petri's filter. So this is the toxicity bar. And there you go. You're at 63, which is exactly where you want to be. This is literally the max toxicity. 63. So this perk is active without it going too high. So anything above 63, 64 is when you start losing health, a lot of health. So you don't want to go to that point. You want to hit around 63. So now you have this perk active. Combined with the dexterity bonuses, you are extremely difficult to hit. But let's keep it pushing. Intelligence. You want to take intelligence level 4, gives you another 20% sign intensity. And then you want to take focus, plus 25% sign duration. So incineration, knockdown, stun, the quench shield, all last longer now. Really nice. Very, very nice. Now here's where I made a mistake. I went level 3 and 4 Ard. Not good. Because now I have less damage than I should. But here's what I should have done. So I've gone Igni and then Igni. Level 3 and level 4, it increases the angle in which you're able to hit people. Very good. So you're almost able to get them, all of them, because it's a 315 degree angle now. Not 360, but getting close. Very good. Then after that, you want to start maxing out fast steel and fast silver. So get here and here and here and here. So that just makes it better. More attack, more dodge, more pain. So that's it for the end of chapter 3. Now we're at the beginning of chapter 5. We've completely finished chapter 4, but this is what your Geralt should look like at the end of chapter 4, beginning of chapter 5. By now you should start getting gold talents, because right now we're at level 33. Yes. So you start getting gold points at level 30. So you should have 3 gold points now. So here's where you're going to put these gold points. One is going to be strength. The first one, again, as per usual, strength always gets the priority. The first priority, because it gives you 150 health. 150 additional health. That is so freaking strong. You have to take that first, because the end game enemies do a lot of damage. By chapter 5, yeah, people are going to be hitting hard. So you need to be able to tank the damage in case they get past your defense, which is pretty strong right now. But in case they do, take this. Next point should go to added vitality, another 20% boost to vitality. So you're going to be having a lot of health. So at this point, you have 780 health. So yeah, you have more than enough health to tank anything anyone throws you at your way. You want to put 1 here, stamina level 5. That's where your next gold talent's going to be. This gives you 10 endurance, 30% endurance regeneration. Now, poison, pain, and stun don't really matter because you have altered metabolism. So that doesn't really matter. And stun, there's a potion for that. So the potion is, let's see if I have it in my inventory. Willow. Yeah, that's the potion. You can take it instead of Petri's filter if the enemy that you're fighting knocks you down a lot. Usually a boss fight, like the second last one, I think, and the last one, yeah, did lots of knockdown. So you can replace Petri's filter with Willow if you want. So again, the poison, pain, stun doesn't really matter, but it's the endurance, plus 10 endurance and the 30% endurance regeneration bonus that is really, really important. Now intelligence, basically the same, nothing, no change. Now the next thing you're gonna max is gonna be all your signs. So of course, Igni. The way I would level this is you add added efficiency, cost to casting sign minus 20, then you immediately go to Ard, do the same thing here, and you go to Quen and you do the same thing here. And once you're done with those 3, put the next point in survival zone. Survival zone will absolutely take your Quen to the next level because you can gain health and you can be completely immune to damage for a very long time because you have a 75% absorb health, absorbing damage shield, my bad, that's what I meant. So obviously you got to take these first, Igni, Ard, Quen. So I would go Igni first, Quen second, Ard next. That's how it works. And then you'll be very ready for anything anyone throws at you. Now you got enough damage with Igni that the lack of damage your fast style does has no impact, negative impact on the game anymore. You're melting everybody. Quen can defend you and heal you, and Ard can basically knock anyone down. So now you've got that. Just max out this. Take Inferno, chance of causing pain. And after Inferno, take Wall of Fire, causing fear. So pain, as we know, is very debilitating. You can cause that with fast style. So now you have 2 ways of causing pain, 2 ways of reducing your opponent's attack and defense and making them do that animation where they double over and you can hit them in that period of time. And it takes them out for like 2-3 seconds. I think 3 seconds they're in pain. In those 3 seconds you can get like 2 combos off and an Igni off. Yeah, you're gonna be wiping people left, right, and center. Fear, very useful because if you're fighting a powerful opponent or group of people, you can send them all running away and they won't attack you, but you can attack them. Really powerful. So that's what I would take after maxing out this Quen talent. And then Ard, take Thunder. Stun plus 25. That's it. That's how you should be at the end of chapter 4, beginning of chapter 5. Alright, so we are at the end of the game now. And we've finished chapter 5, we're at the epilogue. We're going to go into the last boss fight right now. So here's how your build should look at full power. Right now we are at level 39, which is the max level I got in this build. Maybe y'all will be able to do more because you do some grinding. But this is all the levels you need. If you want extra levels, you can do it. The next goal points, you put in potion toxicity minus 25%. This is how you are able to take 4 potions at a time. 3 is the max, but once you take potion tolerance, you can now add wolf as well. And any other potion you want to add based on the situation, but wolf is the best in my opinion. And then added endurance plus 25%. So now you're ready to go. You can spam signs all day, and then after that you want to go here, goal points, base sign intensity plus 40%, intelligence level 5, then mental endurance consumed when casting signs minus 25%, intensity, and that's sign intensity plus 20%. Intensity determines the damage of the sign, like Igni and Ard. And then you want to max out fast silver, level 5, you get 105% bonus attack, 15% dodge, 75% pain, fast steel, 100% attack, 5% parry, 75% pain, much more damage. You got the special attack, which you get by essentially left clicking and holding. This is where Quen really becomes very powerful because you should cast Quen so that nobody can interrupt that attack. And then you hold this and then you let it go. And then you do a special attack that nobody can interrupt. It's a great combo. So then after that, you put your last goal point into Quen at level 5. You get 100% damage absorption in your Quen shield. Now the assailant loses 20% of current vitality. If you do manage to get more gold points than me, and you get more levels, you should go master here. Assailant loses 25% of current vitality, and you can also do resonance, because it means that people can knock themselves down. But you know what? I don't know how high the chance of that is. Actually, don't do resonance. Go Igni and Ard. Just max out the signs. If you get more gold points, get more levels than me, that's what you should do. So yeah, this is the end of the build. This is the end of the video. I hope that this has been very helpful to all of y'all. And now you can have a lot of fun with this game with a really fun build that works in all difficulties. I had a blast playing this build. I didn't want the game to end. That's how good this build was. So yes, my next video will be the Witcher 2 build, which I think I'm about halfway through Witcher 2 as of making this video, so that'll be the next video I'll do. Yeah, so stay tuned, subscribe so that you know when I'm going to post a video and other videos. Hit the like button, comment, it all helps me in the algorithm. Alright everybody, see you all in the next video.